Now, I will give you some classes of things to think about, and I'm going to move really quickly. But I'd like you to think about, is there something here that you could go back, on Monday and change what you do? You could start, stop, or continue to do something. I'm going to show you a model I use. Let's go see safety like I see it. You can all be safety consultants when this is over. I have an integrated safety management model that I use to communicate, and I talk about the 4 whats you must do, the 4 hows you must do them, and the tools that you use to make it all work. Now I'm going to break this out for you to think about. Company culture, accountability, safe behaviors, safe environment are the whats. How is encourage, engage, evolve, and use evidence, your own evidence, to tell you it's working, and then some tools in the middle. So I can start anywhere because all of that's connected. Remember, my book is about everything is connected. So company culture, we'll start there. One of the tables I stopped in this morning, I said, what are you working on? What's the most important thing you're working on now? They said, company culture. Company culture, the mission, vision, values, the things we say and the things we do. Company culture is basically that. How do you want it to be? And it's usually said in your manual. And then how you actually are. And if there's a gap between the two, then you have some work to do. You don't need an auditor to tell you that, by the way. Just go see if your binder of intention matches your execution. And if it doesn't, you got some work to do. We could spend a lot of time on company culture. The other thing that's forever linked is your hardware, your safe environment, the tools, the equipment, the space in which you work. You have to think about that. And if it's not the way it should be, you need to identify that and fix it. I want to talk a little bit about accountability. Accountability, when it comes to safety, usually it's got this bad connotation. Accountability, I'm holding you accountable. Well, we can turn that around to saying, I'm accountable. I'm responsible. We need to make that feel good. When we've created safety, we need to make it feel good.
Get her done.
You know who Larry is, right? I love get her done. But let's just add the word, get her done safely. Eldine did a good job of saying, we don't have to balance, it's together. It's safe production. It's not safety and when we're done that, we can get into production. It's safe production. It's the way we do it. Hold people accountable. Assign it. Ask for it. Celebrate it when it's done. Your day is filled with this. Activator, behavior, consequence. Some of you woke up to an alarm this morning. That was an activator. You had a choice. You had a behavior. You chose a behavior, and you felt the consequence. So if you got up and you came here, you're having a good day, you're having a good conference, good. You could have stayed in bed and felt those consequences. So behavior is alive and well. The question is we having the behaviors we really want? So if you want to help people manage activators and giving them consequences. If you want something good to happen, then make it feel good. We don't have to punish people into compliance. We need to recognize them into compliance. Activator, behavior, consequence. It's a model. Lots has been written about it. I recommend you do some thinking about. I want to talk a little bit about the bottom list. I'm here to encourage you to do these things. I can't make you do these things. I'm here to tell you that engaging workers in this business of safety is the only way to get it done. You can't do safety to people. You can't deliver it like a pizza. You must engage them. Over time, I hope you will evolve. You will learn what works and what doesn't. And you'll use your own evidence to tell you it's working. You'll look. You'll measure leading indicators of safety. That's a leading indicator your golf game is going to go very well today. And if you do safety properly and manage in a managed way, in a thoughtful way, it will be that loud. You won't have to wait for someone to get hurt or measure the lack of injury to tell you it's safe. You'll know it's safe because you'll see you're doing the things that make it safe. Use your own evidence. And you have these tools. You have a future state vision, how you want it to happen. You have a binder of intention, I can tell you. You have an OHS policy, that's the way you want it. The question is that the way it is? Spend a lot of time thinking about that. We said that they're supposed to do this. Are they doing it? If they are, congratulations. If they're not, fix it. You got a plan to close those gaps. And you do field level risk assessments and getting workers involved. You have critical behaviors that you've picked, and you're measuring those. You're making sure that we're jumping out of airplanes the way we always want to jump out of airplanes, not leaving it to chance. You're giving people proper consequences. You're giving them positive feedback for doing it right and coaching for not doing it right. We have great safety discussions with people, and we actively care enough about each other to stop each other from doing those things that we know put ourselves at additional risk. All right, so what the heck's the guitar about? Well, a long time ago, I was asked to write an article about how does somebody learn something? How do you teach people safety? And I thought to myself, well, I don't know. How do you teach people safety? You just tell them? Well, no, that's not going to work. And I started thinking about the things I know how to do and the things other people knew how to do. I asked my mother, how do you learn how to knit? She actually showed me how. I can actually knit. Why? Because my mother took the time to show me and I practiced. And I started putting this together and I thought, you know, the way you have to learn safety is the way you learn anything. You have to do certain things. Number one, first you have to be inspired. You have to want to do it. You have to want to do it. Some of you know who this is. This is Eric Clapton. Eric Clapton's had a horrendous life. Horrendous life. And he's finally got it straightened around. He's finally doing the things he knows he should do. I read his autobiography, and I love this quote. It's been up to me to inspire me. Nobody else can inspire you. They can give you some information. They give you some hope. But you have to do it. You have to make it personal. So, how is playing guitar similar to working safely? Well, I think playing guitar is similar to learning anything. And if we want people to learn how to be safe, we're going to have to teach them the way we learn how to do anything. So while I'm playing my guitar, I'm going to have some things roll by on the screen. And I'd like you very much to think about something you're good at or that you're practiced at and see if this list isn't the same for how you learned it. And then why in the world would we believe showing a DVD to someone was going to teach them safety? Because we do that a lot, don't we? So think about it.